Hi viewers, welcome to another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Marlai, and I hope to thank you so much for joining us today on this edition of Marriage Clinic Live. If you are here to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please kindly click on the subscribe button, as we would like you to join us here to learn more about your marriage and relationships. So today I want us to look at an interesting topic: how the economic aspect of life is badly affecting marriages, breaking homes, and causing financial stress, and how you can prevent the impact of this negative economic crisis from affecting your own marriage. I mean, what do you need to start doing differently? As we all know, all over the world right now, the economic situation, it's no longer what it used to be. As a matter of fact, the inflation are just skyrocketing. I mean, and they are surprising inflation, because at times when you think you have seen the highest of the prices, when you go to the store or to anywhere to get anything, you will discover that the price has gone up higher again. Now, this is not just an African thing, this is happening globally, all over the world. You will realize that the prices of commodities have gone up. That is the truth. And the unemployment rate too is on the rise, is on the increase. You know, there is no job security anywhere like before. I want us to look at how this is stressing marriages and what you can do differently to prevent this from impacting negatively on your marriage. So for example, in a family or in a marriage, when you don't have money to spend on the basic needs of life, I tell you, it's going to affect your relationship. It's going to put a strain on your relationship with your spouse. Both of you will be fighting each other. I mean, you will be seeing your spouse as the enemy instead of you seeing the economic situation as the enemy. And in situations whereby maybe just one party is earning and the other party is not earning, and it seems like there is so much burden, or there's so much strain on just that one source of income, I tell you, it can also cause resentment, because the other party may feel like, oh, you know, you are not contributing in any way, or you are not bringing anything to the table. So it will surely affect your communication, your intimacy. It will also affect your ability to connect. A lot of couples are frustrated these days because finances is causing issues in their marriage. As a matter of fact, homes are breaking apart because of absence of financial capacity for them to meet their basic needs. Some cannot pay their house rent, some cannot pay their children's school fees. Some will even tell you they are finding it difficult to feed, to have 3 square meals a day. Now, when a home or a relationship is characterized by lack, by deprivation, I tell you, what will be reigning in that home is anger, resentment. You know, the people there will be unhappy, and we don't want that to happen to you. So what do you need to start doing differently? Number one, we need to start establishing different sources of income. I mean, gone are those days when people used to stick to one source of income. I tell you, one source of income will no longer carry you in today's economy. You need to establish different sources of income, different streams of income. I know some people, no matter how you say this to them, they will not understand, or they will not get the point. But I want you to know that having just a single source is to expose yourself. There must be backup. You must have backup, and your backup could also be in your spouse, especially when you have a spouse that is idle. I mean, gone are those days when you say, oh, a man must take care of everything. Yes, I know that some people believe that that is what the Bible says, but I always tell them that, see, the same scripture that you people claim says that also puts there Proverbs 31 woman that encourages a woman to be industrious I mean, when you even read the stories of the patriarchs in the Bible, you will see that their women were not lazy women. As those patriarchs, are farming, rearing their cattle, their wife, is also helping with fetching water, feeding the cattle. They are not idle women. They were busy also going to the farm. So I don't know why these days some of these women believe that, all you need to do is to fold your hands, or you just give birth, rear children, and that is all. No, you also need to start doing something. You also need to have a source of income so that you can help to relieve the financial burden the man is going through. I know some people say, we pray for him, he will have much more, God will prosper him. Yes, we believe he will have much more, but the reality on ground is that between now and the time land where it will have much more, you guys need to survive. So if that much more is going to come in 2025, between now and 2025, you are going to eat, you are going to still pay your rent, just keep with food. So you need to do something now that can help to bridge the gap, that can help to support that man that is bringing in that income. That also takes me to avoiding the things that can make your finances to bleed. So for example, you want to avoid wastages. Now for some of us, there are some things that are not necessary. There are some things we do that we need to cut down on, not because we want you to be deprived, but I think that it is expedient. I mean, it is wise for you to cut down on some of those things. So you want to avoid all these unnecessary spending, such as attending every party you are being invited to, especially if that party will make you incur costs and expenses on ashrebi, on delay, on this, on fila, on all sorts of expenses. You may want to cut down on those so that you can have some savings to do more other important things. Now, another thing you want to cut down on is on spontaneous buying. Buying the things that you don't really need. You just buy things spontaneously. You don't plan, you don't have a list, you don't have a budget of what you want to spend on the things you really need. Now, if you continue with a spontaneous lifestyle of buying things, I tell you, you're going to be losing money to those things, because at the end of the day, you now ask yourself, why did I even buy this? Because I'm not even using it anyway. You will buy bags, buy shoes, you keep buying things, you buy clothes. At the end of the day, those things just sit in your wardrobe for months, for years, and you will not wear it. So why piling up those things, buying unnecessary things, and at the end of the day, we won't wear it? Some of us, jewelry, you will just keep buying, but you don't wear maybe more than one or two. It's very unnecessary. We need to cut down on all of those spontaneous buying and the things that we do not necessarily need. Now, another thing you want to do in this current economic situation where everything is so expensive is that you want to avoid buying in bits and pieces. You need to start buying in bulk or in wholesale, because at the end of the day, you will get it cheaper. I mean, you get some discount or some savings by buying in bulk. So you want to try buying some of your things in bulk, so that at least you will get them at the wholesale prices rather than buying at the retail prices, and you end up spending more. Another thing you want to do is also to cut down on eating out, because some of us, we don't know that it's more expensive to eat out than for you to buy those items, bring it home and cook it yourself. I mean, if you are the type that you want to eat out every day or every other day or every weekend, I tell you, you are going to be losing money to eating out. Rather, instead of eating out, why not go buy those things and also make them yourself? So rather than eating out, wasting money or spending unnecessarily on eating out, buy those food items, bring it home and cook it. Let your family eat homemade food. Another thing that takes money a lot from Couples, especially we women, is that you believe that, oh, your partner or you yourself must they must give you money to make your hair every weekend. Some of you ladies or some of us women, we want to make our hair every weekend. I'm not saying you should not be neat. I'm not saying your hair should be untidy, but I'm saying that you can cut down on the number of times you make your hair. As a matter of fact, for some of us, for example, myself, I have my shampoo at home, I have my conditioner at home, I wash my hair myself because if I have to go to the salon to wash my hair, I know how much I'm going to be spending. So rather than spending that much, I'll just use the money, buy the shampoo, buy the conditioner, and I tend to use the shampoo and the conditioner more than 3 or 4 times to wash my hair, and that saves me a lot of cost. Now, for some people, they will get different types of wig and they wear it, they keep changing it. Rather than going to the salon and spending money endlessly, you can save some costs, by doing that. And you don't have to fight your man if they say, oh, this week, oh, this month, I can't afford an hairdo for you. You can look for a way to wash your hair. Comb it neatly, pack it up neatly, and you go. We don't have to spend the money that we don't have to buy the things that we necessarily do not need to please the people that don't necessarily like us and will not be there for us by the time we don't have any money at hand. So the thing we want to do is that this season you need to learn to buy quality items, quality, because there's no point in the bid of buying cheaper things or quantity, you now go and buy inferior things that at the end of the day you won't be able to use. So it's better you buy quality. Buy it once and for all. If it's whatever it is you want, buy the quality one that will last for months, for years, and not that you buy a fake item that will last maybe a month and it spoils. No, you want to buy the one that will really last. We do that a lot when we want to buy things like wristwatches, phones. We make sure we buy the one that we can use for a long time. Not because we don't have the money to spend, buying over and over again, but it's because we are financially intelligent and financially literate. Rather than buying, we'll rather put that money in investments, in other sources of income that would generate returns for us. So I believe that couples need to do more, on cutting down on their spending, doing more on investment, doing more on creating and establishing more sources of income. That your wife that is idle at home, why not encourage her to start something? She can start a business, an online business. She can create content. She can do so many things. Things that you should have it at the back of your mind that you can experience job loss. Yes, that is the truth. Gone are those days where we think that we have job security, that that job will always be there for you. As it is, some companies are struggling. They are struggling to pay their workers salary, and at the end of the day they may tell them to go home. Some people, if they are not experiencing job loss, they are experiencing underemployment. What they are telling them to do is far below their capacity or their skill level. They end up not being paid so much. So you don't want to live your life as though that job will continue to be there for you, because if it's not your own family business or your father's business, then you cannot live as though the job will always be there. And that is why it's important that even as you are doing that job, you need to start making you need to start using the income from that job to establish something for yourself, such that tomorrow if they say go home, we don't have work for you here anymore, it won't have a devastating impact on your life, on your home, and on your family. Rather, you will go home thanking God that you have a backup somewhere. Why? Because you've been putting some monies aside to set up your own, to establish something for yourself, to create other sources of income, investment streams, and all of that for yourself from that income that you are getting. So we need to learn to plan for the future from what we are currently earning. And another point is cutting your coat according to your size. Like some people will say, you know, cutting your coat according to your size. Do things based on what you can afford. Don't do it based on what your friend, is doing. Some people, they go put their kids in schools that they cannot afford to pay for, then they keep borrowing to pay the school fees. And I keep asking, is this sustainable? I mean, for how long? If you have to borrow to pay school fees, then for how long are you going to pay the school fees for? Don't forget, these children will spend 6 years in each. If they are in primary school, they are going to spend 6 years in elementary, 6 years in secondary or high school. So are you going to borrow for the next 12 years, for the next 18 years, or what? So that is why you need to put them in schools that you can afford to pay for. Another thing is, you cannot support everyone that comes to you for help, or you cannot support everyone that keep asking you for financial support. You know why? Because some of them, that money, don't really need it, or they won't use it for what they say they are going to use it for. And that is why before you give, you just ask yourself, am I really supposed to give this person? Am I really supposed to support this person? Because we give to some people, they will use it to go and fund their addiction, to go and fuel their frivolous lifestyle. So you want to give to people that are doing worthwhile causes, that are doing things that that if you support them, it will create further opportunities for them in future. It will open up more doors for them in future and for their family. Those are the kind of people you want to support, and not those that will be using the funds to fuel their addictions, to do things that at the end of the day it will not create any opportunity or help anyone. So the last point is that when you are going through financial crisis in your home, in your marriage, rather than seeing your spouse as an enemy and you guys begin to fight each other because of money, both of you need to sit down and communicate about it. You need to create financial goals. You both need to be on the same page financially. You cannot go into debt without your spouse knowing. You cannot go borrowing money without the knowledge and consent of your spouse, because some people, they go into debt, then they will now be depending on their spouse to pay. That is unfair. That is not good. So both of you must have the same financial goals. Try to be on the same page. I mean, one should not be the type that is saving and one should be a spendthrift. Both of you should sit down, have a plan, have a financial goal, have a budget, say this is what we want to spend, and agree. You must establish the same goal for your finance. So rather than seeing each other as enemies, work together as a team to build your finances. Both of you should do something to contribute to the economic basket of your home that will create financial prosperity for your home. Don't say, oh, a man only must provide, a man must provide, a man that cannot provide. A woman too must do something to him. That is why your parents sent you to school. They didn't send you to school to come and end up being idle or useless in a man's house. No, they sent you to school so that you can also be productive in life, not just giving back to babies, but productive economically, financially. And you can also do something with your life such that when the man is not there, you will not suffer. And above all, let's commit our finances into God's hands. Let's pray about it. God is the one that blesses, is the one that teaches us how to make profit, is the one that blesses the works of our hands, is the one that causes opportunities to come our way. But we need to prepare ourselves for those opportunities, because even when you are praying for bigger doors, bigger deals, bigger jobs, you need to get the skills you need to access those jobs, so that even when God brings those opportunities your way, you will have the skills and the preparedness, the readiness to take on the opportunities. So I would like to stop here now. I hope you have learned a lot. Please, I want you to put to use everything that you have learned today. It will surely help you as a couple, and it will help your finances in marriage. Because if your finances is not buoyant as a couple, it will definitely bring a devastating impact on your relationship. It will put a strain, and I mean, there will be strain in communication, strain in intimacy and connection. Before you know, you won't enjoy that marriage. You guys will just be fighting each other, and you will start seeing each other as enemies. So I would like to stop here now. I remain your host, Molai, and also please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video if it has helped you. Till we meet again. Bye bye.